that river is that's where I spent my childhood. We did have a house 100 yards up from it that had 4 generations in it. 5 Hebert children, our parents, my great-grandparents, and my great-great-grandmother until I was about 5. So anyway, we were in the river constantly when the water was warm, especially, well, it went during summertime, but we could go down there anytime. But anyway, the most intense month I ever spent on the river, my boss here in Columbia dropped me off with our jet plane into Lake Charles, Louisiana, and said, take care of your brother. You didn't do your work from where you are. So I did KFC marketing, and I took care of my brother. We took him to the hospital the first morning, and he never came out. He had cancer started in his kidneys, and it had gone a lot of places before we caught it. So 28 days later, we were having his funeral. But those 28 days, I stayed in the hospital all morning, all day, and I went home at night and looked at that river right there, because I took that picture from the very spot, and thought about things. So I said, David, we're going to write a song about the river. And he never really could help with it, but it just jumped out of my head the morning of the funeral. And so it's a song about the river and our family. It's got a lot of images and details in it. There's a story behind every one. I can show you that. It's dedicated to my dad, 1907 to 1999. Wally Hebert is his name. And John David Hebert, my younger brother, 1951 to 2010. We learned to swim in the West Fork River. When we were 2 years old, our daddy tossed us away from him in waters deep and cold. We did our best dog paddle. We swam with all our might. We knew if we got back to those big hands, everything would be all right. Blue crabs boiling in a big black kettle. Mama's huckleberry pie. Cannonballs off a rope swing. Clay balls launched at the other side. Black lad playing with a cottonmouth. Treehouse way up high. Flying squirrel in Stephen's shirt pocket. Snapping turtle on daddy's trot line. Life took me away from the West Fork River. When I was 17, when I came back home again, told it where I'd been. I showed it to the girl I loved, saw it in her eyes. What seemed so wide when I was young, now small against the sky. The river was deep and calm and clear, and eternity across. It saw all our joyful times, every pain and loss. To our dad it was a good old friend, a highway to his life. It fed our bodies and our souls with summer days and nights. And that was life on the West Fork River, the river our life flowed by. Life brought me back to the West Fork River. 1999, my dad and I went down to sea. In December's bright sunshine, we sat without a word. watch the waters pass us by. We can go now, Daddy said, but he knew that was goodbye. Now I'm back here 10 years later. Still it's way too soon. My brother David fights for life in the same place he was born. There's no way we can let him go, no way he can stay. We know he rests in God's strong hands and wakes to that bright day. This morning I took my coffee cup, looked at the other side. Though I could be there in just one step, I'd even really try. I held my grandsons in my arms, told them the river's name. Like me, they'll learn from the West Fork River, some things will never change. The river was deep and wide and clear, an eternity across. It saw all our joyful times, every pain and loss. To our dad it was a good old friend, a highway to his life. Fed our bodies and our souls with summer days and nights.